Hello, I'm Marcus Boston, and in today's video we are going to discuss an important issue that deals with your baby's head size. And why is this important? Well, if you're watching this video today, more than likely your baby has suffered an injury at birth, and you may be looking to move forward with a medical malpractice, a birth injury case. Maybe it's your position that the doctors and the nurses, they are the ones who cause your child's injury at birth. And so when you are thinking about going forward with something like this, it's important to understand some of the issues that will present themselves in these type of cases. And today I want to talk with you about one big one that you've got to understand. So a lot of times when we bring these cases, because I'm a birth trauma attorney, when we bring these cases, the other side, the doctors, or if we sue the hospital, the nurses, they are going to have attorneys, and those attorneys are going to defend the case. They're going to assert certain defenses in these types of cases. And a lot of times we've got to be able to think, okay, what are these defenses? We've got to be able to knock these defenses out. And when birth trauma cases are brought, a lot of times what they will say is, the doctors, oh, nope, I didn't cause it. Hospital, nope, we didn't do anything wrong. Nurses, nope, we didn't do anything wrong. And they will blame something else as to the cause of your child's injury at birth. And so they can talk about genetics. They bring up genetics a lot of times, developmental issues, infections. There's a whole host of things that they will try to move forward with to defend the claim. And so for today, I want to talk with you about head size and why your baby's head size can be important in these types of cases. So as your baby is growing and as your baby is developing during pregnancy, everything is growing. The brain is growing. And as the brain grows, what happens? Well, the head has to grow to accommodate the brain. So if you've got a situation in which your baby is born and your baby's head size is below the normal range, what the other side will argue is they'll try to argue that, well, look, the brain injury must have occurred earlier in time. It must have happened before labor and delivery, and that is why the baby has a small head. Let's flip it. Let's say that your baby is born and your baby has a brain injury, but your baby's head size is normal. So the argument there is going to be what? The argument is going to be that the injury to the brain must have happened pretty recent. It couldn't have happened way earlier in time or during early in pregnancy, because if it did, then the baby's brain would have slowed in growth. And if the baby's brain had slowed in growth, then the head size would be under the normal range. So it's important to understand that trying to time the injury and trying to understand when did it occur, this is something that is really important for birth trauma attorneys like myself, for us to look at and for us to analyze. Now, there's other things too that will come in play and that will help. Some of the scans that are done immediately after. If there are other issues that may be present, baby needs to be resuscitated, baby blue in color, seizure activity, NICU, handoff. There's other things that we will also take a look at, but I just want to be able to help you understand that when trying to time it, looking at the baby's head size can be very important. It can be a very important factor in this process. If you have more questions, if you would like to speak with me further, because like I said earlier, you're here because your baby has suffered a brain injury at birth and you have questions. If you want to speak with me, what I invite you to do is go ahead and pick up the phone and give me a call. We've got a telephone number here on the screen. Go ahead and pick up and call us. I speak with families all the time about these issues. We've talked about brain injuries. That could be HIE. It could be if you've got a cerebral palsy diagnosis. If you've got other types of injuries, and meconium aspiration syndrome, brachial plexus injuries, this is what we do. One more thing. I practice law here in the state of Maryland. And if you are watching this video, because it is on the internet and you're watching and you're not in Maryland, please understand that we have to use local counsel or co-counsel, in other words, an attorney in your state, to help with everything. So I just want to make sure that you understand that local counsel or co-counsel aspect of things if you're not in Maryland and you're calling me. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law here in the state of Maryland at Boston Law Group LLC. We will see you next time. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.